Already world champions.
Chelsea are Club World Cup champions.
Chelsea are champions of the world.
World champions.
World champions, guys.
Chelsea, congratulations.
World fucking champions.
You have won everything in world football.
Yeah, world champions for 4 years.
Everything in club football.
You're the world champions.
World champions.
World
You said
you are the world champions.
World champions, yeah. I'm not gonna be one of them like saying, yo, like there's a Tim Pot trophy. It's a pre-season trophy, bro. It's a Club World Cup, man. See the size of that trophy, bro.
Chelsea are going to have a stamp on their chest for 4 years saying world champions.
They're going to have Club World Cup winners for 4 years.
4 fucking years saying world champions.
You like, I try to downplay it like the mad vacating, you get me? But you comes to a point when you're like, you know what, blood? Man can't even like. If they did a parade, yeah, man can't even knock it. You get me?
world champions.
The champions of the world. They are the Club World Champions.
Chelsea are Club World Cup champions.
The best team in the world is now Chelsea Football Club.
Champions of the world.
And Chelsea aren't world champions now. Whatever you want to say about them.
They're going to be world champs for the next 4 years.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to be there 4 years time.
World champions, Chelsea Football Club.
Chelsea FC champions of the world.
My name is Troops. And I am the wise man. And I would like to introduce the reigning, defending, undisputed, undefeated world champion, Carefree Lewis G.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. Big up, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the second Arsenal-Chelsea preview of the week, people. Links to everybody's channels are in the title, so there's nowhere for you, man, to hide. Sub to every single person's channel live in the title. And yeah, we already know what the deal is. A rising tide lifts all ships. But big up to every single one of you that's locked in. It's great to have everybody back in again. And hopefully this tie is a little bit different than the last couple times that we've played, because I'm getting sick to fucking death of this head-to-head record. But
hope. So,
welcome, Dylan. It's great to have you on the channel again. I was telling you, Gal, we've linked up before, but I can't remember if was it a live stream or was it in person?
Simmons in person.
Yes, that was Simmons. Was Central, innit?
Clapham and Central. I've been a couple times, yeah.
Clapham, that's the one. That's the one. We were trying to go fucking the one.
We've done a few lives though. We've done a few lives in the past, but a while back, couple years back.
Yeah, but great to have you on the channel anyway, though. How's everything been, bro? You good?
Yeah, not too bad at all, man. Not too bad at all. Things aren't.
He's a TikTok superstar now.
Like in the Champions League draw as well. So yeah, I mean everything's good for Arsenal right now after that.
Oh, we lost them, or is it me?
Oh
no, you're all good. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, yeah,
everyone's audio good. Everyone good. Love. You go. What are you saying, bro? Well, welcome back as well. Hope everything's good.
I'm chilling. I want to be where Northside is. That looks nice. Where you at, bro?
Yeah, but bring me top row, Lewis. You know what I'm saying?
My man's chilling. I want to be where he's at.
Trust the process, Barca. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm good, bro. I'm chilling. I'm kicking it. I think a lot of people right now are just getting tense every time we drop points or anytime we face any adversity. But it's going to be a long season, and I'm here for the ups and downs.
Hold that thought. We're going to come to that real soon. Big up, Yasser, man. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everything's good, brother.
Listen, thank you for having me. Big up everyone. Big up Egal, North, Dio, everyone, Dylan as well. And KG, big up everyone. And let's see. And not a lot to talk about, in my opinion. But, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Northside, I know you're still cruising everything, but welcome back to the channel, brother. Big up. We also did a preview on his channel a few hours ago, so check that out as well. Big up, my G. KG, what are you saying, brother? Welcome back to the channel as well, bro.
I'm good. Big up for having me as always. Big up the panel, Egal, Yasser, Northside, Gunner, and Dylan. Big up the chat. Yeah, man, look, a lot of news today. Champions League draw. Get to see the brackets. Big one on Sunday. Yeah, let's get stuck in.
Man, I'm talking like it's March Madness.
Realize we got 2 in 1.
Last but not least, though, Dio, welcome to the channel, man. It's great to have you on as well. Hope everything's good, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. First time on your channel. Appreciate it. Thank you. Egal, Yasser, Dylan, North. What's up, man? KG. Let's see what happens, man. Hey, the Champions League. I'm excited. I like the run. I like the draw. hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not a hoodoo. It works out the way it looks, So yeah. But thanks for having me, man. It's early morning. It's early morning my side. So if you guys hear my voice,
what time is it over there?
It's 10 a.m. right now. I've been up since 5. I had the Champions League draw at 5 this morning, up to watch that, and then.
Damn.
Yeah, I swerved that, and as soon as we got PSG flights, Eurostar booked immediately. We're going. We're dunking on PSG again, the same way we did last time. Up the Chelsea. But moving away from that, Egal, like I said, I wanted to come back to that first point. It's been a lot of I'm not going to say flip-flopping, but I feel like the nerves have kicked in with your fan base a bit over the last month. Now, this would have been even more apparent had you have not played Tottenham. We know what Tottenham's like. Puff, puff, pass. Puff, puff, pass. Just get passed around like a zoo. We already know what it is. But before that, it was 2 wins in, I think, 7, was it? 2 wins in 7 in the Premier League. And it has seemed like the nerves have been kicking in for your fan base a little bit. So how have you felt about the title race in recent weeks? And are you looking at any potential slip-ups in the coming weeks?
Hey, wait, before we talk about my title race, I want to know, last time we spoke, you were in the title race. How you doing?
Oh, he goes. And he's disappeared.
I don't know if that was planned or if that wasn't. But last time I checked,
you're already
disappeared like that was a big.
You're 50-50.
Lost connection.
Hold on. There we go.
That sucks.
Yeah, my connection went, man. My connection
is crazy.
Oh, that question cut off your connection, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know what. I've got fiber optic and everything, and just jump.
Bro, all I gotta say is after that Barcelona and Arsenal draw, you know how we feel because you had poor results after poor results. Luckily for us, we still had a decent enough gap where we're still top of the league. We've had a wobble. I think most title teams have had moments where they face adversity. Like you remember your team came to the Emirates, lost 3-0, changed to a back 3, and everything from there went on to win the league. Everybody has a moment where they have little slip-ups here and there throughout a title race. It's how you recover. It's how you bounce back. It's how you push on from there. And I do think because we haven't won it for 20-plus years, 22 to be exact, a big portion of the fan base will go back to being pessimistic about the league title. But personally, for me, I'm still optimistic. I still believe we're going to go and do it. I still believe the team is in the right track. There's going to be moments where you drop points. The Wolves result was a very, very eye-opening moment for the team, hopefully. And they kick on from there because Tottenham was a really good result. And we're at home versus Chelsea. Let's be honest. Last time you scored a goal at the Emirates, Nani Madueke got behind Zinchenko. I don't know the last time you've seen Zinchenko play for Arsenal. And last time you've seen Nani play for Chelsea. So it's been a long time since you've done that. So I'm not necessarily worried. And last time you beat us, we had Pablo Mari.
Was that the Emirates too? So I kind of
1,500 days ago.
And you had Lukaku in striker. So I'm not writing you guys off from having a good performance and giving a battle. But personally for me, I'm just focused game by game. And come the end of the season, we'll see. Because right now, I think more people are nervous about what Arsenal could potentially win rather than bantering us. Because people just want the joke to keep going. But that joke is going to eventually die when we win some major honors this season. And you guys are going to have to look at yourselves and why your team hasn't won a trophy or a league title in years.
If we end up going trophyless, you might end up going trophyless. We might end up going trophyless. It could go either way. We don't know. It's a long season.
I'm looking at 2 minimum this year.
What are the 2?
Oh, so not even one.
What are the 2, Egal?
I agree.
We're in a cup final. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we put
Hold on. So then this leads into the age-old question: if you don't get 2 trophies, does Arteta need to go?
No. He said he's looking.
I feel like we're gonna have this conversation every single game.
Because again,
game by game. I'm saying end of the season.
But what you're saying, Lewis,
we might win a Champions League Cup double. You never know.
It doesn't even here's the thing. We've put ourselves in a position where we should be able to go on and win multiple titles this season. That's what it is. And whether Arteta wins multiple or one, if he's going to win one, it should be a major one. That's the first thing. And if he wins a major one, then he's done what he's supposed to have done. And fair enough. If he wins multiple, it's a bonus. because he's put himself in the position to challenge for multiple titles. And if he doesn't win multiple and he wins one, doesn't mean he should leave. I mean, that's us kicking the can down the road now. All of a sudden, first it was Mikel Arteta needs to win the Premier League. Now it's if he doesn't win multiple, should he leave?
This way,
like
we're favorites to win we're favorites to win the league. We're favorites to win the Champions League. We're in a FA Cup. We're in a FA Cup. Where are we? Quarterfinals?
League. Yeah, the FA Cup quarters. No, not quarters. Fifth round.
Fifth round. Sorry, fifth round, and we're in a final of a League Cup. I expect us to at least get 2 out of the 4.
Yeah, because I heard you'd be disappointed if you'd view the season as a disappointment if it was just a Carabao, innit?
Bro, if we won a Carabao and an FA Cup double, I still would think that would be a disappointment. I want one of the 2 majors.
That's a howler.
I want one of the 2 majors. I think in the position we're in, we should at least secure one of the Champions League or League this season.
Gal, the position we're in is we haven't won anything for 6 years now. I think if we win 2 of them, I think I'll be over the moon, to be honest with you.
No. If we don't win one of the
Dylan, I think
the 2 big ones, it's still the same.
No, I know what it's in a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup, I'll be over the moon with 100%.
No, because if we come short in the league and we come short in the Champions League, it's the same.
Let me ask Dylan the question. Dylan, would you be happy with the Premier League and the Carabao Cup more than you would be with the FA Cup and Carabao? Definitely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I would be happy that we won 2 trophies. Don't get me wrong. I'd be happy if we won the Carabao and the FA. I'm like, hey, we want to be. No, he said he'll be disappointed. He didn't say he wouldn't be happy. And it's fair to be,
bro, I would be
happy though, Dio. Come on,
no. Listen.
If
I can be
in the
happy
position
with
that
my
we're
car,
in,
but disappointed in the performance.
In the position that we're in, if we end the season,
I like my car, but
Liverpool
sometimes it doesn't work the way I want it to work.
Remember when Liverpool were going for the league, Champions League, everything? They were going for everything. They lost the Champions League final. They lost the title race to City, and they won the trophy. Do you think they were happy? They were looking at it as like.
No, I remember something.
They had a trophy parade. They had a trophy parade for that, though.
They had a trophy parade because COVID. They couldn't have a trophy parade. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I remember Sam telling me it was a.
Did they wheel out the Prem? They didn't wheel out the Prem, though.
I don't think so.
No. It was the day after the Paris final, right?
Yeah, it was the double. It was the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup that they did because it was the ones that they beat us in. Yeah.
But bro, they planned that in the case that they won the league or the Champions League. Let's be honest, they could have won all 4.
Yeah, but they should have cancelled.
I think we're on to win all 4.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I don't want 6 years of progress to just lead us to winning a League Cup, FA Cup. I want it to lead to a league title or a Champions League. Simple. That's what I view as the ultimate goal.
Again, that's the ultimate goal. Would any Arsenal
we won
fan
an FA Cup first year under
Arteta? Would any Arsenal fan be happy if we won the FA Cup and Carabao Cup? Yes, they would be happy, but they would not be satisfied. They literally would want more than that, and that's the thing. Satisfaction. It's like, all right, cool. Give me a Premier League and give me a cup, and I would be satisfied. Or give me the Champions League and nothing else, and I will still be satisfied. Give me a Premier League alone and nothing else, I'll be satisfied. Now, if you win anything with any of those 2 majors, Champions League and Premier League, I'll be over the moon. You see the difference? That's how I look at it.
Somebody said you're putting unnecessary pressure on the club, bro. You're an idiot if you don't think we're already under pressure. Like, this season is not do or die for the players. This season is more do or die for the manager, in my opinion.
Daniel.
But that's just where I'm coming from. I think it's more pressure on the manager than the players.
What happens if he wins the domestic double? He wins the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. You lose out on the league and you lose the Champions League.
I think Arsenal doesn't replace him.
They won't replace him.
In front of him at the press conference right now.
Like here's the thing. Here's the thing you need to know about our ownership.
Dylan, you know Arsenal. We're a club with patience. We've only had 23 managers in our 115 years.
They're on us.
Yeah, you guys have had more managers since Roman came in than we've had in our whole club's existence.
Yeah. And the ownership of Arsenal, the Cronkies, this is how they operate. They stick with whoever it is that is in charge, unless there's something that has to do with the business where it touches their money. Like, if anything Arteta does causes them to start losing money, that's when the Cronkies make a move.
They change managers in their American teams that they own.
No. How many have they changed?
How many years did they have Jeff Fisher?
They recently changed one of their managers. Their football team. They had that manager for like 5 years. 5 years before he was able to win anything. And he was a young manager.
They've been changing. They only recently changed
their
more frequently. I'll say that.
more frequently recently, they started changing managers. They changed for 2 of their franchises, their basketball team, and I think one of their hockey teams. And the basketball team, it was because of what happened. But how long did they have him for is the question. It's like they don't change managers every year and every 18 months, every 2 years. No, they're the kind of people who stick with their manager for like 8 years, 9 years.
Yeah, I mean, but look, their NBA team is the Nuggets, right? They won a championship 3 years ago, I think. 2022. They changed their manager a year after. So
I'm saying what I'm saying is how long did they have him before they changed him is what I'm saying. Like
NBA, the NBA is very similar to football, right? Like the NBA managers change very frequently. And if the NFL, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Much more stability because it's harder, bigger rosters, more money, and more money. Salary.
Let's not act like there wasn't other issues.
Yeah.
Right now, Mike Malone.
The context.
Mike Malone wasn't the only person fired. They fired Mike Malone and the GM at the same time because they were fighting like the cats and dogs. Anyways, the Cronkies. I'm gonna probably piss off some people. I have no problems with the Cronkies right now. I don't think they're the problem. I don't think the ownership has any issues at the club right now. They've been investing. They've been showing back in the team. Everything's now on the people running the club to get us over the line. That's the players, that's the manager, and that's the people behind the scenes making the transfers. They've put us in a position where we have everything we need from them. I think it's just on us now. As in, when I say us, I mean the players and the manager, not myself, obviously. But yeah,
you guys should have already won trophies by this point. I hear that.
Yeah, but again, like I said, these guys, this is how they operate. Like if you look at them, they're the kind of owners, and I appreciate them. Don't get me wrong, I have no issues with them. I'm
Troops is saying he's not thinking straight. Troops, the Cronkies haven't done anything wrong in the last 5 years. They've backed the club. It's been the people running the club. I blame anyone.
For me, since the protest, they have turned things around. However, I wouldn't say it's perfect. I think to keep Arteta through certain periods still does show a slight lack of involvement, if that makes sense. I think for Arteta to survive some of the periods he has survived up until this point, I think shows a bit of a lack of, I don't know, a lack of the same interest they'd shown in their American teams, huh?
Dylan, would we be in the same position if Arteta was sacked?
Right now?
If Arteta was sacked before that, during the time when they were doing the All or Nothing documentary, would we currently be in the position we're in? Because I have reason to believe that Mikel Arteta has been getting better out of some of the players that we have in our disposal, which led us to a title race, which led us to another year where we competed to the final days. And yes, we dropped off last season due to injuries, but I feel like a large portion of our being in the position we're in now has been because of shrewd recruitment and Mikel Arteta overachieving with some of these players. We weren't supposed to be in a title race the year that we were in a title race. We're supposed to be battling for top 4.
I agree. I'd agree with that. I think it was brilliant that season, but I think, like you said, to make it out of the All or Nothing season, that doc, and make it out of the lockdown season, I think him making it out of the lockdown
they were
season
proven to be right, though.
No.
If we go on to win this season,
my point was that him making it through those periods does still show that there's a slight lack of from the Cronkies in areas. But recently, on the investment front, like you said, I have to agree with you. Like the summer
was that Arteta's fault?
When we got Eze, that was like, oh my god, this is the extra mile that we would never normally go.
Dylan, that's why I said.
Was that Arteta's fault or was that Don Raul's fault?
Egal, that's why I said you have to know your ownership and look at what they've done with everything else they've done. If you use the yardstick of what they've done with all their other franchises, you will see that this is how the Cronkies operate. They don't spend immediately. They come in. And Stan Kroenke bought the Nuggets in 2000. 2000 to now is 26 years. They've had 3 general managers. 3 only in 26 years. That tells you how they operate. They stick with people for 6 years, 5 years, 7 years. They invest in batches. They put their money until they win something and then they slow down. And that's how the Cronkies have been across the board with all their franchises. So when you know your ownership, you should expect them to operate that same way. When the Cronkies took over Arsenal in 2018, and I did my research about them, and they became the full owners, they were no longer just 69% shareholders. I was like, you know what? We're in for a long ride. This is how they operate. You have to look at the model that they've operated with across the board. That's what's giving them their franchise name. So you can't change. You can't change a leopard. This is how they are. I already have made up my mind. I'm going to, as long as you're going to invest, which I know they are going to do, but it's not going to be at the pace I wanted. I wanted them to invest in the first year, the second year, like go heavy. Let's do this. Let's get the best players. Let's, but that's not how they operate. That's not how these guys operate. So sadly, it is what it is. Let's hope that their model pays out, and it looks like it's about to pay out this year. So,
Lewis and Yasser, from the outside looking in, I don't hear too many Arsenal fans complaining about the Cronkies lately.
No, like
I only hear it like when like the title's done or something like that. If they're out of the trophy, it's the same. It's the same thing with Clear Lake. Like we ain't heard anything for like weeks.
There's nothing to complain about unless they don't win and they keep the manager. I think they've built a pretty good squad. When you compare their squad to a lot of the league, they have a strong squad, right? So now it's about winning. It's about the fine margin. Just because you have the best team in the league doesn't mean you win. We've seen that happen plenty of times, right? There were times where we had the best team in the league and we lost to Manchester United having fucking John O'Shea and Carrick in midfield when we had the best midfield or back line, blah, blah, blah. So it can happen that way. If you don't win right now and they don't hire somebody else, then they're not really because when you have the best team, you have to hit when the iron is hot. Even if you don't win this year, you can win next year if you get, if the manager is better. Because that's all that's left for your team. You can complain about, well, this striker isn't as quality as this guy's, and apart from Holland, there's not a lot of strikers who are like getting.
But then aren't you contradicting yourself when you said just a few minutes ago, that there are times where you guys had the best team, but you lost to like John O'Shea in the midfield at United. But now you're saying that this is the best team with Arsenal and the manager. If you change, you might have a better chance to win.
But do you know why I lost?
Like what? You didn't have the best manager.
Exactly. Louis Solskjaer was my manager. Avram Grant was the manager for a whole season while I was competing with Fergie, right? So I had the best team, clearly, but because of the manager, I didn't win as many trophies as I could have won. The same thing here. I'm saying you guys have the best team.
Again, but that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, just quickly. The only reason I'll blame your ownership is if you don't win and you don't change the manager. There's nothing else for you to change.
Who's the better manager than Pep? What I'm about to ask you. Who's the better manager than Pep right now? Like, because what you're saying is you were
a lot of better managers than Pep.
No, what you're saying is you were up against Fergie, who was the best manager. You had the best squad. You didn't have the best manager, and because of that, you were
the favorite for a place.
You were unable to beat Fergie, who was the best manager, right? So if we're going up against the best manager, you should have the same.
But I beat the best manager when I had a quality manager. I did beat him twice, right? And then I beat him 3 times during that era. Jose beat him twice. Ancelotti beat him once. And I pushed him with Avram Grant to fight to last days like twice. Avram Grant and these kind of. So,
yeah, but can I ask you a question?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the contradiction is in what I'm saying. Can you explain?
No, but this is what I'm saying. But we've had other managers.
I don't understand. What's the point of talking about sacking a manager when we're in the position that we're in? That none of your club has your club ever been in a position to be fighting for 4 competitions at the same time at the end of the season?
Are you drunk? Come on, let's stop.
Come on,
man. When did I understand you won the League Cup in the league, but how far did you get in the Champions League and FA Cup?
You know that's
4 or 5 we had a chance of this time.
Take us back to 2005. Take us back to 2005, 2006.
Well, so hold on. Here's what we're going to
do. 04 is the better one because I think we got eliminated from one of I think it was the Carling Cup early in 05, 06. 04, 05.
Then you were
to be fair, we got eliminated out of the FA Cup early that season. 06, 07 was the first time really. Because we made semis in the Champions League. We pushed United until May and we won both domestic.
Going into February, you've either been knocked out of the FA Cup early or the League Cup early. You've been in the Champions League and League challenging, but you've never been in this position where you've been off.
Yeah, 06, 07. That's the first one.
Remind me.
My head.
07, 08 too. 07, 08 we finished second. We finished second in the league, second in the Champions League.
Points behind United by the end of the season, but we were level with them throughout the campaign. We just dipped off towards the end. Champions League, we made semis. We won both domestics. 07, 08 was another one. We had a chance, but we got knocked out by fucking Barnsley in the quarterfinals.
But why are you guys answering this?
So based on that, in your club's good era, you've done it once. We're currently in a position where we're fighting for all competitions. Late into February.
Wait, what are you saying?
No, still being in all 4 competitions in February.
14,
No,
15, another time, we were still in all 4 comps by February. Then got dunked out by Brentford.
Lewis, basically, what
14,
Gal
you won the League Cup?
Yeah, we won the League Cup. Yeah. We beat Tottenham.
Yeah, but what is Igal's point is, why are we talking about sacking the manager when the club is in
and 21, 22.
Hold on, when the club is in a position where we're in the Carabao Cup final, which we're fighting for the Premier League, we're top of the Champions League table right now. We now know who we're going to play, and we're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. And the conversation most rival
Big
fans
up Daniel for the 10 memberships.
Is sacking Arteta.
The conversation is.
Let me just land my point.
Let's talk about
I find
how
it insulting.
Arteta can be sacked. Like that's,
I find
that
it
don't make no
insulting to
sense
Mikel Arteta to be talking about sacking him while we're in this current position. If we get to the end of the season, we don't win.
Who said we need to sack him?
Champions League.
No, I'm saying that's the conversation most people are asking. It's like, if you don't win a double, are you going to sack Arteta? If you don't win the Premier League, should you?
Igal said he'd be disappointed with a domestic double.
Why you guys mentioning the position you're in now versus us saying if you don't win at the end of the season?
No,
so
because the position we're in now is historically good.
Go ahead.
Why are we speaking about the negative scenario?
Historically good, challenging right now. So if you lose every single trophy to end the season, you would go back to say, guys, but we can win.
But we could win every single trophy.
That's not what we're saying, though.
But that's what. So you're not. But then you're not addressing my point, then, right?
No, but you're.
What is your
talking
point?
about it. If
you're addressing your point to get emotional about, I find it disrespectful to say you fire him. If I'm competing in 4 trophies and I end the season and I don't win the major trophies, I would want my manager fired. So I'm asking you the same. If you say no, I'll still keep him. Then just say that. But
I find this discussion redundant. That's what I'm saying.
We've answered that. Hold on, and that question has been answered though.
One at a time, guys.
That question has been answered. Igal says even if he wins a cup double, he'll be very disappointed. He knows the ownership will keep him because it's not me that's going to fire Mikel Arteta. Anything I say or do will not. No. Hear me out. It's going to be the ownership that will have to make that decision. Fair enough. If he wins the cup double, I will be disappointed. I will not be satisfied. I want a major and another cup. If he does that, I'll be over the moon. If he wins only the Premier League, I'm loving him for it. If he wins the Champions League alone, I'm loving him for it. That question has been answered. My point is, why do we always have to have this conversation about Arsenal's manager being fired when Arsenal is in a position right now where we can talk about the football and how good or how bad Arsenal is and what they could win?
I'm so confused. Why you're getting emotional about a question? Stand on what you want to stand on.
It's not about getting emotional.
You guys never once said. I
can't lie.
You guys never once said, okay, Daniel, I would keep him. I don't care.
I did. You're not listening, Daniel. You're not listening at all. You're literally not listening.
But if I ask the question,
you're literally not listening. And I just said it again now. Did I not just say? You never
said I wouldn't want him fired. You just said
what
I'll
did
be
I
disappointed.
say? What did I say about the ownership?
I said the ownership wouldn't fire him.
I said I'm unable to fire him because that's what I would do if he doesn't win anything. The ownership will keep him.
Do you think when I'm asking you that question, I think you can fire him, or is that a stupid fucking statement?
Listen, it is a stupid fucking statement because if I were the owner, then I would fire him.
Obviously, I know you can't fire him.
No, but I'm a fan, and
I know you can't fire him, dumbass.
And I'm saying to you,
would you want him fired? That's what's irritating.
Again, it's really hard for you to listen to understand, and that's why you're just spewing out nonsense from your mouth.
No, I understand. You're filibustering.
What did I say? What did I say? If he wins the cup double, listen again and understand because that's all you need to first do. Listen, get on camera and stop hiding your face. Get on camera and stop hiding your face and listen to understand. If he wins a cup double, I don't want him anymore. I don't care about his cup double. I want him to win a major. I want him fired if he wins the cup double. I said that last season, and I'm saying it again this season.
Okay, you just
so that's the answer. That's the answer. That's the answer. Hey, that's the answer to your question. That's the answer. That's the answer to your dumbass question that you've been asking all morning. That's the answer. Now
let me just answer your question. One second. Bro,
what is the question?
That's the answer to your dumbass question.
No one can hear anybody.
One second. What I said before you walked into the stream, I said, you guys was on my mind. Before you walked into the stream,
nobody's getting emotional here. Nobody's getting emotional here because you're asking dumb questions and people are giving you dumb answers.
One second. Don't worry about it. Shut up. The main point is, I think large majority of Arsenal fans, a large majority of Arsenal fans, even the people who don't think Arteta is good enough for the job, would say he wins the league or the Champions League this season. He has the free reign to say as long as he's successful. right? If we win the League Cup or champion or FA Cup, for some people it might not be enough because we're in a strong position this season to win the league. And if we come short, then it's another season where we've come short in the league. As for the Champions League,
Lewis, I never asked her this dumbass shit. Is like.
No, I'm saying basically that's your answer. If he wins the league or the Champions League, no one's going to want his back.
It's either you don't. It's either you lack the capacity to process. You lack the capacity to process the answer. You lack the capacity to process the answer. Hence why you keep saying. Hence why you keep saying what you're saying. You lack
large majority will. Yes,
information.
And I personally, I would consider a change if that happened.
Present that to your law firm, bro, not to me, man.
Wallah, this guy's hilarious. What's your name, bro?
Figure it out.
What's your expectations for Chelsea?
Figure it out. What's your name, bro? What's that going to do for you? How's that going to?
No, I don't know what to call you, so I don't know. There's many people who are going to refer.
It's just Daniel. It's just Daniel.
All right, so Dan.
Daniel, son.
What's your expectations for Chelsea? Arsenal, we have high expectations this season.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do. We're in 4 competitions. We're expected to at least win a couple of them.
Wait, why are you speaking for him?
No, we're in 4
competitions. You might have high expectations. That's what I was asking. I was asking when my team is able to challenge for a league title and I fall behind that, I want the manager gone. So I was wondering if you guys were on the same page. Then there was a whole diatribe about, well, some fans think this, and I can't fire him. The manager, the ownership can't. I know all that.
We just want to trophy.
All we're asking about is your opinion on what you think about the manager. If you've answered it before, you can answer it again. It's not that difficult. I wasn't here the entire time. I wasn't. So maybe I didn't hear you say it.
I already answered
it. So if you hold on, if you're asking me, well, how bad?
Yeah, he said he wouldn't be happy with 2 domestic trophies. No, I
heard that. I was asking about the manager getting fired because there are times I'm not happy about what happens, and I still don't want the manager fired. Right? That's happened. I wasn't happy with how last season ended, with how it was really tough for us to make the Champions League. Even though I was happy with some trophies, but I didn't want the manager fired. So it's not mutually exclusive to not like something and still want the manager or not want him fired. That's a different thing. But if you're asking me about Chelsea, with how weak this league is, nobody is going on a long run, 10-game run, 8-game run of winning games, none of that. And the games that we've lost, I'm for sure disappointed. I don't even want this manager here. If he doesn't make Champions League, I want him gone. It's that simple. I expect him to challenge because of how weak this league is, because it is very weak, right? No top team is stringing together 13 games, 12 games, 11 games winning, which we've seen in the past 4 or 5 years. Teams actually doing that. It's not happening. So when I'm looking at my squad and I'm seeing my squad challenging for the top 5, if you don't make that top 5, you have to leave. I'm sorry, you got to go.
Mm-hmm. I love how people.
You thought your team was going to challenge this season based on the Club World Cup competition?
No, based on the league being shit. Based on the league being dog shit.
But you're not better than.
The league being crap and also my gaffer.
You're not better than half the teams in the top 5.
Lewis, do you realize that by game week 8, every top 6 team had lost a game this season? Do you realize that? Like by game week 8,
we were one of them.
Yeah, no, that's my point. Even Arsenal, every top 6 team had lost the game season. You know what that tells you? It tells you the league got difficult. Unlike before, where you could actually run through teams, there's been more teams that have played 0-0 draws this season than last season and the season before put together. You know why? Teams are a lot harder to break down. This is why you have to either find a way to score goals anyhow you can. Football has changed now. It's no longer what it used to be. Hence,
but that's also partly down to you as well with the games that you've dropped points into. That's why I said, like, I believe you were clear-cut winners if you had just won a few more games that you shouldn't have drawn.
Of course. Lewis, I've never argued about whether, of course, if we had won more games, if we had won more games, we should be clear-cut winners. But this is not how the league is won every year. The league is won in a very difficult way. Let's be honest about it.
But the league can be won that way.
I'm not saying it can't be, but that's the anomaly, though. You're talking about the outliers. You're talking about the seasons where one team goes on and just beats everybody with
that's what we can have competitive leagues where everybody's 15 points behind.
We've had seasons where Liverpool have lost the league by 1 point, right? We've had seasons where teams have lost the league with 2 points. And
we've had seasons like 17-18 where it's been very competitive, but City have just wiped everyone off the planet.
But that was again, if you do look at the league over 10 years, How many times has the team gone on and wiped everybody out? Is what I'm saying. That's not the norm. The norm is the 4, the 5, the 3, the 2 points. That's the norm. Sadly, Arsenal has not won it in 22 years.
Close to norm because I've already got 4 out of the last 10 off the top of my head. Chelsea 16-17, Man City 17-18,
how many points?
19-20, and Liverpool last season.
What was the point?
Liverpool COVID too. They walked the league in COVID.
19-20.
Yeah, that's a 19 points.
So that's 4 out of 10. It can't be an anomaly by default.
So 6 is
even if it's less. I hear it 6-4, but that's not an anomaly. An anomaly would be 1 out of 10.
Okay, maybe the better way to put it is not to say it's an anomaly. The higher volume of teams that have won the league have won with closer point margins. That's it. As regards and that for me is a team that hasn't won it in 22 years. Now you're expecting us to go blow everybody out of the water and win it by the large margin, which we have not done in 22 years. So if we win it by a small margin, if we make it difficult for ourselves the first time that we're trying to figure out how to win it.
But think about like when you've been second for 3 years, the teams that's finished first within those 3 years are both technically on declines or rebuilds or whatever you want to call it. Like Liverpool just had a horrible season. You'd expect the team that's been second to be ready and like to take advantage of that, and you guys just haven't really.
Well, you know what it is, Lewis. That's not necessarily my argument, right? When I said the league is weak, right? In all those seasons that he's talking about, the top teams have gone on 10-game runs, winning streaks, 8-game winning streaks, 14-game winning streaks. Have we seen that in this season? From any of the top teams.
I don't know. What was Arsenal's longest winning streak?
Are you talking all comps or just in the league?
I'm talking about the league, right? Because we used to, like, just 2 seasons ago, even Liverpool, when they won last season, I think they went 8 games or 9 games, like a winning streak.
Maybe because the rest of the league got harder. There's nobody getting bullied anymore.
The rest of the league got harder?
Yeah,
the 5-game winning streak was Sunderland.
Every team seems to be tougher to play against. You don't have the bullies
I would say the games are a lot closer now because the quality for us top teams is not the level it used to be.
No, because
that's my analysis of it, right?
I think the quality of the bottom team. I think the quality of the bottom team got better.
And you have, you know, like again, you guys are the top team currently. You don't have a player who's going to get 20 goals, right? You don't.
1 second. The reason why I think
Gyökeres will get 20 goals.
The reason why I think the rest of the league got
Gyökeres going to get 20 goals in the league.
I think he could hit it. I think he's hitting.
I don't think he can. I think it's too late.
I think he
I'm talking about no. Just like again, take the bias out of it. In terms of a champion, how many champions have you seen gone when City won it? When they didn't have a guy get 20 goals, they had like 5 guys have 17 or 15, right?
Yeah, when they have like 5 guys on 10 or 15 or 13.
Where do you have 5 guys on 10 or what?
Yeah, we'll have like 5 guys in and around 10 to 15 goals.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we currently have a bunch of guys on 5 and 7s. Come the end of the season, a bunch of those guys will be close to 10 goals. We'll have maybe 4 or 5 guys.
So hold on. You don't have 5 guys in 10 to 15 goals or close to it. You have 1 guy with 10 goals, right? You have 1 guy with 10 goals, and you have other guys with 6 goals, 5 goals, 6. So now you're
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, we're spreading it out.
I just said when City won it, right? You had Sterling who had like 18. You had Gundogan who had like 19 goals, something like that, right? It wasn't the striker scoring during 19. That time. But all those look it up.
Again, had so this is goals, really? Sorry, Igal, sorry. I just want something real quick. For you to know that the league has gotten, for you to know that the bottom teams have gotten stronger, right? For you to know that they have actually gotten stronger. City went out in January to strengthen their team, and where did they go to? They went to Crystal Palace and they went to Brentford. That is how good those teams, the players in those teams were. They went to a Mark Gahey and they went to a Semenyo. They didn't go out to Spain to go and buy the best winger in Spain or go to France. You know why they did that?
They've always done that though.
No, my point is
I don't know.
Bottom team, again, my point is
where did you get John Stones from?
Let me again. My point.
Gundogan had 13 goals, by the way. You're adding like 10. You're adding like 5 goals.
To your Igal, I'm on the still topic on this one. To your argument that the bottom teams did not get stronger. No, they did. This is why top teams who actually are going for the Premier League are getting players from those teams, because those teams have really, really good players and really, really strong players.
I hear
again. That's for me.
Well, you know that it's for me, yeah.
I
think.
Wait,
hold on. Yeah, like Yasser, we ain't heard.
You know what it is for me, yeah. The way I look at it, I think that all of this is semantics. because the way I look at it, the way you guys have been playing this season and what you're going towards, I look at each game individually, the players you have, the way you play. There's all that aspect. That's the context that you guys like, innit? So then we put the context in. There's so many games that you easily could have won that you, let's say, didn't win. That this is why some people say you could have been 12 points ahead, 13 points ahead. And then we wouldn't be talking about, you would have already had one of the trophies in the bag, and no one would have said, oh, Arsenal this, Arsenal that. You can keep referring to what happens in the past, but you look at the players that you have in this moment, and then you see how you can actually go over the line. And that's the way it is for me. I think you can say the manager this and that, but I think the main thing that I don't know necessarily about you lot, that let's say even as a rival gives us confidence, is usually the way you play. And it's not necessarily the whole set pieces thing and all that, because that's part of the game. It's for me that you guys usually just defend as a unit or always getting into positions, but I feel like you lot could do much more going forward. And you lot see glimpses, and you all get gassed like the Tottenham and all that kind of way. You do see it, but for some reason you guys don't want to see it more consistently. And I feel like if you did have the defense, well, I mean, sorry, if you do actually have the defense, you should be relying more on that, and then use that to actually build a platform going forward, to give them players that you have going forward more freedom. And that's how you kill games off, by scoring 3-4 goals here and there. And then that kind of build on what you did in a couple of years ago when you didn't win the league. I forgot which year it was. It 22-23 when you guys played good football? Everyone was saying Arsenal playing good football. There was no one saying, nah, they're not doing it. Everyone was saying they were playing good football. So, and it was, you guys were slapping each team. It's just that you guys had a little defensive problem.
And we still didn't win the league.
Yeah, but you had a defensive problem. But that was a personnel thing.
No. That wasn't a personnel thing. We went 23-24 second half of the season. We went 14 out of 16 games, 14 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. And in those 14 games that we won, straight up, you could go look at it. How many did we get scored on? So our defense was pretty solid. We've had the best defense for the last 3 seasons. That was not the issue. The issue was we just did not know how to get over the line. This narrative that most people try to spew and try to paint.
Those your away days that season, first half of the campaign, like Villa away.
The first half of that season, we messed up. We messed up in the first half of the season, which is why, again, good football, yes, beautiful football. If you don't win anything, but my point is, this season we played pragmatic football. We stayed at the top of the Premier League, but literally 5 points ahead right now. Give or take whatever it takes. My point is, you go out there and get 3 points. This idea that now it is Arsenal's job to come and entertain you and play beautiful football is nonsense. It is not my club's position or
I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm not going to tell you need to entertain.
I don't care about entertainment.
Imagine where you'd be with 1 win over Liverpool if you had beaten Forest at home instead of and beaten Manchester.
Lewis, I have agreed with you on that point. We've just made it harder for ourselves, which means we now have to go on and make sure we maintain. Again, there is no, throughout this entire season, the only time we were 9 points ahead of City, right, was halfway through Liverpool's game this season. There's no one time that the weekend ended where we were 9 points ahead. The most we've ever been ahead of City this season is 7 points. The most Arsenal has ever been ahead of City this entire season. When the weekend ends, when everybody's done playing, it's 7 points. Right now, we're 5 points ahead. People spew it like, oh, we should be. Yes, we should in those games. We should have won those games. But we were going to lose games this season, and we were going to draw games this season. Sadly, it was the games that mattered. It was the games that mattered. Okay, now you've made that mistake. Step up. And we're stepping up. Step up.
But you missed the part about Yasser when he said the context of how you drop points in those games, right? You drop the points in the Wolves game. You drop the points in the your form is just like ours, right? You've got 3 wins and 2 draws in your last 5. So what Yasser's saying and right. That's what I'm saying. So City went through a period where they were dropping points, right? We went up to the Etihad. We scammed a draw last minute. Enzo Fernandez, kind of fumble it into the back of the net. We get out of there with an interim manager, right? City who's been dropping points, and you guys have had the opportunity to extend that lead for whatever reason, right? The context of it in those games, you've dropped those points. That's all we're saying is that the league should that gap that you have at the top right now should be much larger based off of the context of how you drop those points and how City have dropped points. That's all we're saying right now. It doesn't mean that you guys can't still go on and win it.
I agree. I agree to that point that if we had won those games, we will. That's a given. If we won the games against Wolves and the game against Brentford, we would have larger point gap difference right now. But again, if you look, I'm going to say it again because this is what most people don't want to hear, and it's the truth. Most teams that have won the league in this time of the season by February, this is the amount of points that they usually have. And this is an Arsenal team.
What do you want pace for points wise?
No, they don't. It's a record low. Actually.
No, I'm saying if you look at the whole league, if you look at the
record low.
No,
what are you?
I'm not sure what you are. I think
it's got to be like mid 80s, right? You're on 65 now.
161 right now,
and you got 10 left to play.
10 more to play.
Yeah, so you're looking at low to mid 80s.
Yeah, mid 80s.
That was the same as last year.
But yeah, that wasn't my. I didn't really.
It's going to be less points to win the league this season as well.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Last year was mid 80s as well. So I'm saying like we're on track. Like with the amount of points we have at this stage in the season in February, again it could have been a wider gap margin. But every time we do Wolves analysis only, or we do Brentford analysis only, or we choose just the Liverpool analysis because that's where we drop points. Fair enough, we can point at those games. But overall, out of how many games? 28 games. Those are like the 4 or 5 games that you can point at. We seem to forget that there's another 15 games that Arsenal has somehow played better than the other teams, look more in control. You may not like the football. It may not be beautiful. They're not dribbling. We're not doing the fancy things, but we look like we're in control. We look harder to break down. We look better, and we score goals somehow. Everybody's talking about goals. Yeah, fair enough. Let's talk about goals. When it comes to goals, we scored the same number of goals as City, who are the highest goal scorers. We have the same number of goals. It's not like we scored less goals than them. It's not like, maybe because we're sharing our goals, people don't like it. They want to say, oh, yeah, Saka is not performing. Let's find something to just pin on Arsenal. But we scored 56 just like City. We scored exactly 56 goals just like City. Yeah, we got, and when they talk about it, they'll say, oh, well, you have 56 goals, you have own goals. Yes, we have 3 own goals or 4 own goals. City has 3 own goals or 4 own goals too. It's like this whole idea that we need to nitpick into Arsenal just to be able to banter. No, let's talk football. If we're talking football that we see, Arsenal's games this season have been unentertaining to me. They're not entertaining this season, and I don't care. I care about 3 points. I don't care about smashing anybody up. Go score 1 goal and get out of there. Get the hell out of there.
If we're just we feel the same way about City in terms of City being poor, right? I think for this whole season, I think it's Haaland has their most goals, and their next closest scorer has like 4. Right before they got Semenyo in, who was a top scorer in the league, because they had to sign him in the January window, pay 60 mil for him. So this isn't the City I know. They've gotten a lot worse, right, in terms of being effective scoring goals. Their back line is a little bit better because they swapped a guy for what's his name for a world-class shot stopper. So it's got a little bit better, and Guehi is going to help them halfway through the season. But when I look at City and I'm looking at how they're even scoring goals, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good at all. Yes, they have the best striker in the world, and he's carrying them. He's absolutely carrying them. The other guys are not putting up anything. Semenyo is now because they just got him. He's scoring some goals. But prior to that, for half of the season, it was Haaland or nothing.
Bro, you know something?
So we're giving the same criticisms.
Hold on. I want to get Northside into this conversation as well. We haven't heard his side. North, you've heard a lot in terms of like Arsenal and like points dropped and whether everything's still calm and everything. How are you feeling about Arsenal over the last couple of weeks, and how confident are you feeling for the title race ahead?
Well, I've heard the whole monologue of the top gooners. Please don't interrupt me like I haven't interrupted you, because I know sometimes when I say certain things, man get triggered. Let me just say this. It's funny how Arsenal fans only want to talk about the league is difficult now that we're dropping points and we should be about 15 points ahead, because in October they were telling me that the league is done, October champions. It's funny only when it starts looking shaky, people want to start talking about it's a difficult league. You weren't saying that in October. So this is why I say most of these Arsenal fans need to just shush their mouth when they start saying October champions. Second of all, I also want to mention that man is saying, oh yeah, but you know, people are isolating certain games. No, I said at the start of the season, the way we played against Man United was not sustainable. The fact that we went into the season and we're playing 3 DMs in the midfield, that should have been an experiment for pre-season. We wasn't playing well, but we got away with it. Also, this fan base that now don't want to celebrate draws. I told you this against Sunderland, didn't want to listen. I told you this against Chelsea. Man said it was a good point. I told you too many draws were going to end up bottling this league title, and now everybody's looking like they're losing their head against Brentford and against Man United. So let's just keep it on what this fan base be saying, bro. I was saying when we beat Bayern Munich, I was saying this team looks shaky against direct football. Teams that press us in the middle of the pitch. I said Zubamendi's not press resistant. We saw that against Sunderland and we saw that against Chelsea. Man still didn't want to listen to me. He's going to control the midfield. This guy got pressed the hell out of against Man United. So we're going to analyze this team. Let's analyze it properly. We did not go and get Eze and Gyökeres to be playing defensive football. They're attacking players and we bought them as an upgrade to score goals and be more creative. Let's just hold that. And they have been inconsistent. That comes down to the manager. And if you don't know how good the player is, well, Eze was in the league and you should have done your due diligence in Gyökeres when you got him through. It's a disgrace that we keep getting inconsistencies from Gyökeres when all of us can see how to get him into the game, play direct football and cross low crosses into the box. We were actually creating more for Jesus when he's coming off the bench than Gyökeres that's supposed to be the gunman. The fact that Eze at times is looking as bad as Odegaard comes down to a system. When you man are telling me we've got 2 finishers in Martinelli and Trossard, I told you these guys are not the guy. And guess what? They're inconsistent, just like I told you. Saka's been worn out, which I've been calling out for the last couple of years. Man don't want to listen. And the man trying to gas me, oh yeah, but Saka can do a job in the 10 against Wigan. Well, what was he against Wolves? Where was he against Wolves? Because at the end of the day, I saw Norgard and Eze creating more in the Wigan performance than I did from Saka in the 10. So let's keep it 100 right now. Man talking to me about, oh, yeah, but the way we're playing defensive, I don't mind. Well, guess what? The last 3 seasons we've been playing defensive and we ain't got over the line. Also, this manager's never been able to rotate multiple competitions. He's always thrown away the cups to try and focus on the league and still bottled it, playing this defensive football. I also told man, scoring goals with own goals and set pieces is not a consistent way to win football. There's things in football that is in addition to the way that you play. Also, I told man, the way we played against Sunderland, that we're holding on to a 2-1, is not a consistent way of winning football games. Man didn't want to listen. We lost to Aston Villa. We dropped points against Nottingham Forest. Nobody's going to tell me they're scary. They're not even as good as they were under Nuno. So don't tell me that. Man United just got a new manager. Were you going to tell me Carrick's a bad man manager, yeah? Also, when all the Arsenal fans that were telling me, oh yeah, but don't worry, as soon as Pep goes, we're the next ones to be the best in the league. Cool. Then win it then. Because Man City ain't been confident. He's a Man City fan behind me. He's not confident. No. After they dropped points against, what was it, Brighton? You were telling me, go win this league. We ain't got the courage. We ain't got the courage, yeah? We ain't got the courage. Go win this league. This is my problem with them, yeah? They talk like we're the greatest in the world, and then this is the problem with Arsenal fans. They talk like we're the greatest team and we're a big club. Cool. With big club comes big expectations. I don't want to hear no excuses. You man are always penny watching and always watching everyone's pockets. How much money did Man United spend? How much money did Chelsea spend? Yeah, because you have expectations. So let's have some expectations at my club. We ain't spent £1 billion to win the Carabao Cup. And you're the same people that said FA Cup wasn't good enough under Wenger. So guess what? It ain't good enough under Arteta. So I don't want to hear no excuses. Yeah? When you're telling us that, oh, let's do 1v1s, let's do starting 11s between Arsenal and Real Madrid. Let's talk about Saka being one of the best right wingers in the world. Oh, Arteta, we have to tie him down to a new contract because all the top clubs want him. Well, PSG didn't. They went and got Enrique. Barcelona didn't. They went and got Hansi Flick. Yeah? Well, what's man talking to me about? The problem is this. Don't gas up this team and this manager, and then when there's expectations, you guys come up with, oh, the league is difficult. Newcastle ain't as strong as they was last season. Chelsea are looking in disarray. Man United, with all the money invested, are still looking all over the place. We still don't know where they're going to be.
My manager's unbeaten.
Liverpool are supposed to be the favourites this season with the money invested. They're not even in the conversation. This is what I don't like about these. I don't like about these guys, bro. Yeah, when it's Liverpool, it's not sustainable. Well, is it sustainable scoring on goals and working for set pieces? I had one question for top gooners and none of them can answer me. This season, tactically, what are we going to do different if we come up against a team that has our number like PSG? What are we going to do? Own goals? Set pieces?
I mean, you say that, but you say tactically.
We have scored more open play goals than own goals.
PSG is the wrong example.
He ain't done.
Oh, he ain't done. Okay.
No. We're not gonna
You had a question. That's why I was responding to the question.
Let me land my point. I didn't interrupt you.
You used the word. I had a question. You didn't have a question.
Okay, let me land my point.
We're going off. Everyone will get a chance to respond.
Exactly, because I didn't interrupt you when you was going on your monologue.
You said you had a question.
It's okay. Like, it was a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding.
Set pieces didn't save us against Wolves. Set pieces didn't save us against Brentford. Set pieces still made us drop points against Brentford and Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. I've been telling man about this manager. This squad is good enough to win a league title. I've been saying this whole season. The problem is this manager, and what I don't like is there's double standards when it comes to this manager. All of a sudden he needs this, he needs that. Unai Emery didn't get all of this. They were ruthless with him. They were ruthless with Wenger, and they were right. But when it's the manager that they like, oh, we're making excuses. No, the reason I'm holding you man accountable because Egal knows this. Multiple seasons have passed, and man said at the start of the season he must win it this season unless he's going to get sacked, and then man change it. No, we're going to hold it to him because we were supposed to win a major honor in 4 years. In 4 years, they told me it took Klopp 4 years. Well, guess what? We're in year 6 now. He's had the time, he's had the money. And man, they're telling me, I'm not even saying that Arteta can't coach an attack because he can. We saw 22-23 season. So why aren't you? You've got a better striker. You've got an upgrade in Eze that everyone's saying is an upgrade of Odegaard. What's the excuses? I don't want to hear nothing, bro. He don't win a major, he's gone. That's it. I don't want to hear no excuses, bro. Yeah? Because at the end of the day, I don't even want to hear about, oh, the league is difficult. These man don't respect. When we start talking about other clubs, man don't respect any of them. Oh, they're not in the title race. Arsenal are on for a 4-peat. Cool. If we're on for a 4-peat and we got the best manager and world football, then that's the expect. I don't even expecting a 4-peat. I've just said win a major. That's all I've said. And at the end of the day, if we're not getting the most out of Saka, Odegaard, of Martinelli, of Trossard, of Gyökeres, of Havertz, who does that come down to? Because the only players I see consistently putting performances at Arsenal are defensive players. Yeah. We're looking at flipping Gabriel to bail us out. Yeah. We got Henkapi and Mascara coming in. They're looking fine. But Zubimendi's looking all over the place. Right. Man, I already told him Zubimendi ain't a 6, bro. He's an 8. No. Oh, you told me that against Jorginho. I told you he wasn't a 6. I told you he was an 8. Oh, he can defend. How many times we got to keep doing this, bro? Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. I don't want to hear no excuses because Arsenal fans run up their mouth that we're the best club in the world instead of just being calm and collective. This squad is good enough to win the league. It is. I know you man think I'm negative, but it is, bro. Yeah, it is. The common denominator in these last 6 years has been this manager. He's good at contending. He's not good at getting over the line, and that's all it is. We don't win against Chelsea
right now.
No. Stop that. What's your prediction for the season?
What's my prediction for the season? I predict us not to win the league because I don't like this manager. I don't rate him. But do you know what I've also said?
Are we going to win anything?
Right now.
No, do you know what I've also said though? No, do you
know what win anything, Northside?
No, hold on. I've also said if he wins the league, keep him. I also said if he wins the Champions League, keep him. And I also said if Arteta wins the Champions League, he's a legend of my football club and he can stay.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't change him
right now.
I don't change because you like Arteta.
That's not what I'm asking you though. Bro. That's not what I'm asking you, Northside. I've been on stream with you. I know you said you want a major. Sorry, Dylan. I know you said you want a major or nothing. But when it comes to this season, what's your expectations?
My expectation is win me the Prem. I don't believe we're winning the Champions League because I feel like there's too many tacticians and I've seen this guy get sussed out in Europe. But we do have Premier League heritage and we do have a squad that's good enough to win it. And we do have Man City being inconsistent. And I believe that if he actually puts out the team properly and actually coaches his team to kill off teams, which we do have the players to do, we can win the league. It's all down to Arteta, bro.
Okay, you know what? I agree with you on that. I have the same expectations. Win the league or Champions League. If anything else, it's not good enough.
Can I say something?
Crumble mentally. If we don't win the Carabao, they're going to crumble mentally because I've seen them crumbling already, dropping points.
Northside.
Anyways, I gotta go.
Hey, Gal, great to have you on. Everyone sub to his channel. I'm going to be on his channel 1:30 p.m. tomorrow.
I don't know, man. Listen, man, we're going to beat you guys. You already know what the score prediction is, right?
No.
2-0 Arsenal.
So
big up, Miguel. Bless up, man, every single time.
Big up. North, I agree with you. He needs to win the major. I even said last season and this season, I said, as much as I like Mikel Arteta, if he wins a cup double, I will still fire him if I'm the owner of the club. You heard me say that. If he wins the Carabao and FA Cup, if I were the owner, will still fire him and get a better manager. Because I haven't done all of this for 6 years for you to only win me those type of trophies. I agree, 100%. Premier League or Champions League, that's fair enough. My point is, I don't subscribe to having conversations about how negative everything is when I can see a trajectory that, okay, this guy, for example, last season, we drew 14 games. 6 of those 14 games, we played with 10 men in discipline. I bring that down to the players and the manager. You need to let your players have a cool mind. If you are panicking on the sideline, they will panic. They will do something drastic. They'll put in the crazy tackle. They'll clear the ball out. They'll get a red card. This season, we've not had 1 red card. We've had 5 yellow cards for probably Calafiori in the first half of the season. The discipline has been better. I'm basically looking at the fine margins and saying, okay, well, the little things that I saw last season that cost us, that you've changed this season. You have a squad this season. You're rotating. We go to Inter, you play 7 new players. We go to another in the cup. You made a statement. You said he throws away the cups because he wants to focus on this. This season, we're already in the finals of the Carabao Cup, which means he didn't throw that cup away. We're in the 5th round of the FA Cup, which means he hasn't thrown that cup away. We were at the top of the Champions League in the group stages, which gave us a chance to be able to play all our second legs at home in knockout phase, and we're still 5 points ahead in the Premier League. That tells me, looking from last season and the season before, where he throws cups away, that he's not throwing stuff away now. We're giving ourselves a chance to be able to win multiples, which is a good place to be. Now, do you decide toward the end of the season which one is going to be your main point, which is let's just go for the Premier League, free the FA Cup? You could do that. But so far, so good. All the things that I complained about last season, all the things that I felt cost us the league, all the little fine margins that I thought, you know what, if we improve in this, we've improved in them. People called us.
You know what you've improved on? You've improved on your depth. Apart from that, you're the same team that you were last year in terms of the attack. Your attack still stinks. Your midfield is arguably on par with last year because of Partey, right? You could say Partey and Zubamende are about even.
I think Rice raised his level as well.
Yeah, Rice. I would say Rice
kind of must over it a little.
I would say Rice is.
I think they missed Partey a bit still.
Yeah, I would say Rice is about the same.
We do miss Partey, bro.
Yeah, I think he's about the same level as last year.
Also because Rice dropped his level last year, but he's raising back to his level from.
But apart from that, I look at your defense is still carrying you. Set pieces is still carrying you.
No.
This is
Northside. I agree with your point.
It's this side of the season, though. It's this end of the season that I always analyze. A lot of Arsenal fans look at 70%, 80% of the season. Yeah, nobody said that Arteta can't contend. Nobody said that Arteta can't put the pressure on. But are you a winner? And this is the bit that I will not put my foot off of his neck. Can you get it over the line, though? Are you going to crumble if we lose the Carabao Cup and bottle everything else? The pressure was already on when City were dropping points and they're saying, we're done. City fans ain't been as confident as they have in prior seasons. They're saying, yo, run away with this. We're dropping points. You got Liverpool. You got flipping Nottingham Forest. You got Brentford. You're shaking. We're already shaking. Wolves, we're shaking. Bro, you think the pressure's going to be worse? Because psychologically for these players, they've already been here before. This manager, they've been here before. The Wolves game, he looked lost. He was in the rain. He looked lost. This is what I'm saying. You're supposed to
Sunday banana split.
When a manager makes a system all about himself, which Arsenal are, we're pragmatic. We get back into our shape. We get behind the ball. You have to be the difference maker. The thing is, you're not the difference maker because you look lost against Wolves, bro. You want players to play in certain areas of the pitch. Oh, you can't take long range shots. You can't do this. You can't work in this parameter. Then you be the star then of the show. You get us over the line. Then all the players were looking at you. Wolves are flipping Rice.
Oh, bless up, man. Everyone sub to his channel. Bless for jumping on.
What's up, Yasser, man? Big up.
Big up North. Big up everyone.
Big up,
bro. This is what I'm saying. So the guy looks. If you're looking lost against Wolves, I do not trust you in the Champions League. I do not trust you if Man City, figure us out in the Carabao Cup, because you look lost and out of ideas. You make the same old subs. You're telling us at the start of the season, oh, I want to play a 4-4-2. Play it then. You said, oh, I wanted to play Havertz next to Gyökeres. We'll play Jesus next to Gyökeres. We could play it like the way Inter Milan were playing when they had Lukaku and Martinez. You've got Jesus that can link up play, and you've got Gyökeres that if he receives the ball in the box, he's a fox in the box. He's got various chances, but you don't do it. You continue with a 4-4-2. This manager is limited. And when he comes up against a tactician like Enrique, we resorted to long throw-ins. We resorted to long throw-ins against PSG, bro. Right. That's what we resorted to.
Northside.
I see the limitations of this manager, bro.
Right, so would you sack him right now?
I would sack him. I'd go get Enrique.
What, like right now? As in like right now?
No, let him see out the season.
But that's the thing.
Let him see out the season.
I think the thing is also, I think a lot of people like myself. I think a lot of people like myself agree with everything you've just said. But I think, and even you to agree, I don't think there's any point in sacking right now while we're still in a position to win 4 trophies. I think these are just conversations we should bother having at the end of the season.
I know
what you mean. I'm just saying I don't think these are conversations worth having now.
You know what it is? I think they just don't want you. They just don't want you to be as negative. Honestly, that's it.
It's not about that. It's not
Hold
on.
We have missed out on Enrique. We have missed out on Hansi Flick. We have missed out on Ancelotti. We have missed out in even trying to get any of these top managers, in favor of Top Gooners telling me that Arteta is the solution, What I don't want at the end of the season, when we are going to have this conversation, if he doesn't get over the line, I don't want to hear anybody saying, oh, who would you get? Who would you get? I've just named 3 big managers we could have got. We even could have, instead of doing this nonsense, we could have tried and went and got flipping Klopp. But instead, we're sticking with Arteta, and Arteta's got to be here. Nobody's going to tell me that Hansi Flick, that Enrique, these managers aren't better than Arteta, bro. That is my problem. Come the end of the season, most people don't want to have these conversations. I'll give him another year, bro.
Okay, so this is the thing, right? We all understand what's being said, and what's being said isn't sack him right now. But you guys just don't want to have the conversation of if he doesn't meet
I don't mean on like a positive sense or anything like that, because that's not the type
because he's never said his whole thing is if he doesn't achieve these targets by the end of the season, fire him. And you're saying
I agree. But I think the entire of the Arsenal fan base is on board with that. I just don't think there's any point
agree with that, but then you're saying
now when we know exactly what we've got from Arteta and where we're at. I just don't see the point.
So you just think like we'll know where we stand by May?
Exactly.
Anyway. I just think the whole tangent we've gone off on the last 20 minutes talking about the state of Arteta and the state of Arsenal, I think it's all stuff we already know, and it's all stuff that's not going to change. I just think it's just a waiting game. I think you just got to see what happens in May, and then if he hasn't won anything, bye bye, 100%. I just think happens. I think,
Yeah, but again, North. The issue is this, right? Fans can have conversations all we want. I said something earlier in the stream. And of course, it's easy to gloss over it because they're going to be like, yeah, why are you talking about the ownership? We know the ownership that we have. It's sad that that's who owns us, but these guys are not people who like to fire somebody. Sadly, it's just who they are. It's annoying for me. Like, if I was the owner of the club, like I said, if you win the FA Cup and Carabao, I will still fire you. Like, if I wouldn't. No. I'm saying like for after giving you 6 years, if all you're giving me is a Carabao and FA after 6 years, I will fire you and get somebody better. You have to give me something more than FA and Carabao Cup after 6 years.
I think a cup. I'll hear you out on a Carabao, but I think a cup double is impressive enough to.
I'm not saying it's not impressive. Don't get me wrong, Dylan. I'm saying after 6 years.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what Arsenal fans mean when they say, "Look, you've still proven you can't get over the line in the Prem." I think once we. For me, look, there's been many points in the last 4 or 5 years where I've been ready to pull the trigger and say goodbye to Arteta. And there's been enough occasions, right? Right now is not one of them because we're top of everything we're in. So even Northside's agreed he wouldn't sack him at this very moment in time. He'd leave it till the end of the season. For me, I just think if we were to win a Carabao and an FA Cup and just about not get over the line in the Prem, because that's what it'll be. If we don't win the Prem, we'll come second again. And if we don't win the Champions League, I do assume we'll at least get to the semi-final, which again, it isn't good enough at the end of the day on a major trophies front. But I think the moment we win that FA Cup and Carabao, I think that is like they know how to win. Now, if you like, it should have been the case anyway. But like, if they couldn't win it then, I think I think the two of them is enough to buy them.
I totally see. I know what you're saying.
How much experience do you need?
Listen, I know what.
No, but I think that's enough. I think if those two are enough to buy him another year, they're not enough. Right. You said it yourself a minute ago. You said a Champions League and he's a legend. Premier League, like whatever, kick, stay, whatever. I think the cup double is definitely enough to keep him another year, to buy him another year.
So understand where I'm coming from, Dylan. I agree with you. Cup double will ginger the players. Okay, now you know how to win. It would be nice for the club to see that they've won something else again in a few years. That's a good feeling. I'm talking from the ownership perspective. Like if I were the owner, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they should fire him. I'm saying if I, Dyer, own the club, I literally, after forgiving you 6 years and all this investment, for me, it's not enough. It doesn't meet the benchmark that I've set. So I will get rid of you and get somebody else, because I feel like now whoever I'm bringing in with better players, let's just go in and win the majors now. Fair enough. Those two trophies will ginger. I will be happy, but I will not be satisfied. There's a big difference. Being happy, but not satisfied. I'm like, all right, we finally won something, but it doesn't satisfy what I really want us to win. Just win me the Prem.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I just think,
that's where I stand with it. You know, that's a personal thing. But I know the ownership. I look at them and I'm like, even if he won only the FA Cup, they would keep him. So for my sanity, I'm not going to lose my mind and be saying, oh, Arteta out, when I know my owners are not going to fire him. The question now is, what can Arteta still just get me so that I don't lose interest in loving my club? Like, what else can we win? Like, just go on and win something, at least. Now, if the ownership changes their style and all of a sudden they start to, you know, like they brought in Berta, that was a good thing. I was impressed. I honestly was impressed that of all the sporting directors, they didn't go and bring they almost brought in another old Arsenal, ex-Arsenal player as a sporting director. He was on the list. And I was like, what are these guys still doing? Yeah. Rosiski. And I was like, what are these guys doing? But when they brought in Berta, I was like, you know what? It seems like they've decided to hand over the footballing of the club to real football people that know football. And I think that you can tell, again, we all know that Andrea Berta was the one who wanted Victor Gyökeres. Sesko was Arteta's choice. But Andrea Berta put his foot down, and we can see he brought in Gyökeres. And so that means Arteta does not really have the final say anymore, which is a good thing. I don't want power in the hands of one manager. So, you know, I'm seeing these little changes and I'm hoping that this gets us over the line. That's my thing. At the end of May, I will have the conversation on what should Arteta, because if Arteta...
I agree. Let's have that conversation in May. I just think now, while we're going into a game against Chelsea, and a game we have to win the league, I think there's enough to talk about without having to bother talking about what we want if Arteta doesn't win X, Y, Z.
Which is why, like, for me, I
don't see the point. Not even from like it's negative perspective.
What I want to know from the Arsenal Chelsea game is like, just will Arteta let the handbrake loose like he did against Spurs?
We don't know,
because I don't like Tottenham-based analysis. This is my thing. You whoop Tottenham's ass, we whoop Tottenham's ass.
Yeah.
Puff, puff, pass. We already know what it is.
This
but
is
whooped
not.
them off the park. You came to the bridge. You were compact. You were more defensively minded, even down to 10 men. I felt like you weren't really trying to put it on us like that. And I'm thinking,
the bridge was a little bit different.
I have a question for you, Lewis. When you came to the Emirates, and you rocked up and sat back for 60 minutes and 70 minutes before you decided to try to attack, is that what you guys are coming back to do again this time around?
No, because Palmer's fit and he's going to be starting now.
Oh,
so I won't be playing with Delap at right wing and Cucurella left wing and praying to God.
That's the only reason.
And Caicedo and Reece James.
Palmer and João Pedro cook together, and Caicedo and Reece James, so we're going to have physicality in the midfield.
Right?
Thank you, Daniel.
If we're talking about the game, I hope Arsenal come at us just like that, because it's going to make it a little bit easier on us. And we don't but if the manager plays Delap at right wing, we're cooked either way, because that's retarded. You should never play Delap at right wing. We're going to lose the game.
You won't be forced into that.
If you guys come,
all we really need is a draw, because as a Chelsea fan, my aim is to fuck you up. I don't really care about anything else. So a draw does the job. That's 6 points.
Don't say a 1-1 win.
That's 6 points with City having 2 games in hand. Now, if City mess it up, that's on them. But I just need Chelsea to do their part. If we come and we sit back, I really don't think Arsenal could break us down.
I'm not really worried about their forward line, more as I'm worried about our back line.
I don't think they can.
Because this also depends on the lineup. I swear, if I see fucking Tosin starting, wrap it. wrap it up immediately. I don't want to see no tossing. I don't want to see no Badia Shield. I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see Gusto at left back either. Those are the three like non-negotiables for me.
Probably going to see at least two of those.
Let me ask you guys this: the Arsenal fans, North, Dylan, and Dayo. How would you, if you're Arteta, how would you approach this game from a tactical perspective? Would you sit back, or would you come at us?
I think the thing with Arsenal, right, is when you watch us, I think especially when you watch us against Tottenham, right, it seemed like we attacked them. It seemed like we played through everything at them. I genuinely don't think that's the case. I think with Arsenal, the reason we seem like we're playing defensive football or we're not attacking teams is because of the speed we move the ball at when we enter the other team's half. I think when we played Tottenham, every ball, we're punching it in, getting it wide, knows what he wants to do, Whereas when we play against other teams or in previous games, for example, where there's, I don't know, I wouldn't say less pressure to win, but just different games, we'll approach the game. I think we played the same tactics against Tottenham. We played the same way we do against any team. We just moved the ball a lot faster and with a lot more efficiency and like we meant it. Whereas when you play like Brentford or when we were playing Wolves, we're passing the ball around and you're like, it's like we're passing the ball around to try and win 10 points in a possession game at a five-a-side pitch. Like it's not like we're trying to win. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're trying to score.
So real quick,
I think if we turn up with the same intensity that we did against Tottenham in the same way, because like I said, I think we played a similar way every single game. I don't think we set up defensively. I think we just play really slowly and off the pace. And
So take the
bails us out.
Take the Spurs game out of the equation, because if there's one thing that we can agree on, Chelsea fans, if there's one thing you all can agree on, Arsenal fans, Spurs are shit. And everybody, how you play against Spurs, if you play like that against us, like what Daniel said, and I'm not saying that we're going to
if we
turn
play
you over
like that, we would beat Chelsea. I think we'll beat Chelsea because, like again, I think the defense against Tottenham was perfect. It was just a bit of Declan Rice silliness that got us. That was a fluke
here's the thing,
moment, and they got their one goal.
This is the thing, though. As bad as like Daniel and myself, Lewis, Chelsea fans in the chat, we're not overly thrilled with our attack, right? We know our left side of the situation is absolutely trash, but there's a different level of trash with Tottenham. So in my mind, what you did versus Spurs, like that shit doesn't even count. Like you
say
erase
that. What
that
I'm
shit.
trying to tell you is if we play with the same intensity, then we'll be fine because we're a better team than Chelsea anyway. We've proved that for long enough. I don't think that needs to be questioned. We're a much better team than Chelsea anyway. So if we play the way we're supposed to play with Eze back in the 10 or firing in the same way he did against Tottenham with Gyökeres, you know what I'm saying, turning up the way he did at Stamford Bridge, the way he did against Tottenham last week. I just think, like I said, it's not a case of playing differently. We just need to turn up with the same intensity and we won't lose because on
Northside, how would you you're on the touch line. How would you approach this game?
KG, he mentioned Eze, right?
Yep.
And how Eze played against Spurs. Those are the only games he's played like that.
Yeah.
So this is what he's saying.
But I don't think he played like that because he was amazing. I think he played like that because the team as a whole.
Because you were playing Spurs.
No, I think the team as a whole played. We just raised our game. When we raise our game, everyone performs to a higher level. I think with Eze, he needs the ball to feet straight away to do what he wants to do straight away. That ball into Eze in the box, it comes straight into it. He flicks it out and he volleys it.
Midfield.
Okay, can you give me another game in the Premier League where you've seen that from him?
Seen that from Eze?
Yeah, and how the managers played him,
Equalizer against Man City. He was
Bayern Munich in the
Bayern Munich, Man City.
I remember Eze being
league. Against Man City, I just said Man City. Against Man City, Eze. But when he came in, first time pass.
Sorry, Dylan, is this true?
Yeah, I don't rate Palmer.
Oh fuck me, man.
Don't rate Palmer. He'll get there.
He'll
get there.
Wait, why are you talking?
What the where? What? Why? How? What?
No, Palmer will get there. But he's
It makes a lot of sense based on what he
Palmer
said.
will get there. Where is Eze? That's assuming that Eze is already there. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Eze's been. If Eze is getting the Jack Grealish treatment at Man City, if he was anywhere else putting in these performances, and you weren't winning, Eze would be public enemy number one because he has been absolutely ass.
What's Eze got over Palmer?
Just a better footballer, in my opinion. Just a much better footballer.
Twist. That's
What
about it.
aspects in his game has he got over?
He's got a better haircut. That's
I
about
just
it.
watch him. I think he's more effective.
Yes, 6 goals.
How can Eze be more of look? Daniel and Lewis will 100% agree that Palmer
Look,
has
I know
been.
why it doesn't look that way. I can see from a Chelsea fan's perspective why it doesn't look that way, because Cole Palmer puts up a lot of numbers, X, Y, Z here and there. I just think when Arsenal are playing the way we're supposed to, I think we've been so far off the pace these last few months, and we've been getting away with results. But when we're playing the way we're supposed to, fast football, like we mean it, I just think Eze's just insane. I just think he's.
You can rate him, but like better than Palmer.
I think that's an insane qualifier.
But I don't. But is Palmer? Well,
you know why? Because if we say
is Palmer amazing? Like,
if we say
Palmer
hold on. Has Eze had a game like Palmer against PSG?
Has Eze ever had a game like Palmer against PSG?
Against a quality team like that, has he had a game like that?
He scored a goal in an FA Cup final against Manchester City. What?
So 2 goals.
Good game from him.
Andy scored in the semi-final before that against Aston Villa to get them to the final.
So 2 goals and an assist against the best team in Europe is the same as scoring.
God, how many hat tricks has Eze got in his career?
1.
Eze's not a bad player, but Eze hasn't been good this year.
Look, like I said, from a statistics perspective, like it's fine. If you want to prefer Palmer, that's completely fine. But like, just for me, I prefer Eze as a footballer. I just prefer him. I'd rather have him in my club than Palmer. Maybe
is Odegaard back?
Oh, bro, don't touch me about Odegaard, bro.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I'm just asking. Is he back?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where that guy is. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if he's having a strop. I don't know if he's hurt his arm.
He's back. He's back from injury. He's back from injury. He had a knee injury.
He had a knee injury.
So he's probably not fit enough to start, but he'll be on the bench.
Eze won't be dropped after that Tottenham performance.
I think
Eze, just throwing it to the Arsenal fans. Are you lot taking Eze over Palmer? Do you think he's a better player than Palmer?
I think Palmer's very.
I think Palmer is a very talented player, but the last 18 months, I haven't seen what he's done. The first season at Chelsea, he has Palmer class quality.
18 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
The whole of last season.
He didn't win the Club World Cup in the 18 months.
No, it's not about winning. That's a team effort, my friend. I'm talking about
he was the best player in the team.
You asked me about the player. Individual.
And he was the best player in the team.
If you are going to talk about Palmer this season, how many things can you talk about Palmer that he's done this season? Same thing for Eze this season. But if you're
honest, it's not a great time to talk about the two of them. It's not a great time to talk about the two of them. But I think
my point exactly. If you're saying player for player, I'm saying what Eze did at Crystal Palace, because again,
Palmer's done more this season than Eze.
Look, hold on, real quick. If you don't want to talk about stats and you don't want to, if you want to talk about stats, you can say Palmer was poor the second half of last season, but he still had 14 goals, like 11 assists in the league, and that was a bad season for him. Eze had 8 goals, 8 assists in the league last year for Crystal Palace, and that was a good season for him. Eze's not a bad player. He's a very purple hat player.
Eze played 19 games for Crystal Palace last season. 19 games. He was injured first half of the season. Again, you want to put context, so you got to put context to it. He gave you 8 goals and 8 assists in 19 games. Palmer played how many games? 30-something games. So if you're going to put context behind it, you've got to look at that as well. It's easy for us to sit here and just be like, all I'm saying is, I think Palmer is going to supersede Eze when it comes to like what Eze has. Eze at Crystal Palace, I think every time.
The going to part is crazy. He's already a better player than Eze.
Okay.
No, to be fair, he said that Palmer's better than Eze. He did say that.
Wait. Let's slow down. Eze played 19 games in the league last season.
I said he played 19. Yeah, I think for Crystal Palace, second half of last season.
34.
No, he didn't. He played
34
in all competitions. He played 34.
No, 30. I'm looking at his stats right now.
He played 34 in the
34 games with 3 substitute appearances, 8 goals, 8 assists. Eze is a good player, good footballer, but Eze is a very purple patch player. He's always been there.
31 starts.
Yes.
Yo,
hold on, let's go to 23, 24.
Yo, you're an old school. You're an old school type of.
Yeah,
that's an old school swindler, right?
But so Eze starting in the 10. Who Trossard starting out left?
Yeah, Trossard. I'll start Trossard out left.
Yeah,
and Gyökeres up top.
Left Eze in the 10.
Yeah,
Gyökeres is the only one in their forward line that's been on form recently.
And then the mid. So then the rest of the midfield is Zubi and Rice.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, who's left back?
Depends if
left back. I think Calafuri is back, so I'll play Calafuri left back.
And then
Right back,
Timber
I want to
back.
play Palmer on the right person.
Right back, I think I'll play Ben White. If Ben White is fit, I would play Ben White right back if he's fit. Because I think Timber has played a lot of games and he looks a little off the ball this season. Outside the assist that he gave Gyökeres in the game, in the last game, he's looked a little shaky. Like every time he gets the ball and he gets pressed, he loses the ball. So yeah, I think I'd bring Ben White into just fresh legs.
Dale, one quick question: Do you rate Calafiori above Hincapié?
No, I don't. I think Hincapié is a more physical defender, but I like what Calafiori gives me going forward. So for me, I would have to. And again, I think I've seen with Tottenham, something that we did is we kept our fullbacks behind the line. We didn't actually press, so we didn't occupy those spaces, which actually gave Eze and Gyökeres space to operate. I think if we play that way, but with Calafiori, you can't play that way. He likes to go forward. He's a different type. But Hincapié for me is a better left back as regards to like defensively and then overlapping and crossing the ball. And Calafiori doesn't do a lot of crossing. He just cuts into the midfield, goes up front, takes shots. He's not really a overlapping fullback. So yeah, I think I prefer Hincapié. But
That's because they're both center backs by trade.
I just think they just need to be direct, innit? That's the approach I want to see with Chelsea. I think if they play Reece James and Caicedo, we've had big problems going up against Chelsea when they have that midfield and that double pivot. I think if you're going to play like that, I think we just need to go direct. And we have the players to go direct, and we need to be able to get back. Zubamendi cannot start. That guy is a clown in terms of defensively, and which is a big reason why Rice has been worn out this season. And Rice has been getting onto a lot of the defenders, and it's been more Zubamendi, because I've never seen Rice talking like this when it was Partey. And this is why I said that Zubamendi guy, yeah, he ain't it, bro. I think his best attributes is his passing, and even that's been very backward sideways. Yes, he's scored a couple of goals. Bro, you're a 6. Do your job, innit? Your job is supposed to shield that back line, and I think it's worn out Declan Rice. I don't want to see... I'd actually play Norgard. That's somebody that's actually more disciplined and can pick a pass. I'm not the biggest fan of Norgard, but he's disciplined, and you have to have discipline against Chelsea. And when we drew against them early in the season, 1-1, I didn't like the way Zubamendi was getting pressed all over the place. I don't like his discipline as well to his position. A lot of times he's taking the 10 role, or he gets into the 6, gets into the 8, and causes a lot of problems for us. So I don't want to see Zubamendi. I want us to be direct. I'd like to see us change it up a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Trossard, I can't lie. We got a couple of inconsistent players, bro. Like, I don't know what version of Saka is going to turn up. He's been inconsistent. Trossard, Martinelli, same thing. And Gyökeres, are we going to play to his strengths? Eze's been inconsistent. Let's just keep it honest. I like Eze. I wanted him at Arsenal. I do rate him, but he's been hella inconsistent. And this all comes down to the system. Can we beat Chelsea? We can. It all depends if Arteta is going to be trying to put them to the sword. You see the way we played against Wigan and the way we played against Wolves, 2 different performances. And that is Arsenal in a nutshell this season. You either played the way we played against Wolves, or we played the way we played against Spurs. And I don't know what version of Arsenal we're going to see. I think if we're all going to be fair, regardless of where you stand on the manager, we don't know. We've been very inconsistent in the way that we approach games. Trying to defend at times. The biggest gripe I've had, one of the biggest gripes, is not turning up for 45 minutes this season, whether it's the first half or the second half. You can't win anything performing like that. You know what I mean? And we've been very, even the Sunderland game, the second game, the first half, it was like the first game that we had against Sunderland, where we were just sitting back. And in the second half, we turn up against better opposition. They may put you to the sword in the first half. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Man said he's waffling. He's very, very confident. Well, you can go back to the preview I did with Lewis the last time we played them in the league and see what I said then. I've been saying don't sleep on these guys. I also said it wasn't a nailed on 3 points against Wolves. But it's okay. We'll wait to the end of the season, innit? It is what it is, innit? But it's down to this manager to prove us wrong, innit? The only one that can shut me up is this manager. You win a major honor, then I can be like, cool. You did exactly what I asked you to do. Do you know what I mean? And that's all it is, man. And I think Chelsea, at the same time, I don't fear you lot. Once upon a time, I used to fear you lot. But at the same time, I said this to Lewis on my channel. Lewis, you know this. I fear us. I think the only thing that can make us not win it, maybe Dylan agrees, maybe he doesn't. The only thing that can make us not win this league title is ourselves.
Bro, I feel the same going into this game. The only thing that could cost Chelsea is Chelsea. And it always is Chelsea. The same way for you guys, I think the only thing that could cost you is also like if you guys have any mistakes defensively too.
Yeah.
Look at this comment here. You're playing a team that will hand you a goal. Did you see the way that Thiago guy for Brentford? Do you see the way he was cooking us? He should have scored a hat trick that game. Do you see the Wolves getting cooked at the end of that game, bro? I don't know what Arsenal you've been watching, but I watch
To be
every
fair,
game.
Chelsea are a team that will hand us a goal as well.
Well, Wolves are the worst in the league.
Well, it depends on which Chelsea.
Can't argue that. But where I don't rate my defense, I don't really rate your attack like that. So I want to see what kind of
both
comes
teams
out.
to score.
So it just depends.
Yeah, great man.
What Chelsea you get. We're inconsistent. We're not shit. It's a big difference.
That's why I just look at who's available. The fact that we got James and Caicedo, we got Palmer all starting, that gives me a bit more confidence going into this game.
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence because those guys are going to be
centre backs,
right? And knowing,
Nah, it's never going to be confident with them. Fofana's the only one I rated. He's been a bum just like all the others.
Oh, I don't gotta rate I don't have to rate the center backs. I just know if those guys are playing to their level, I'm leaving with at least a draw.
Yeah, look, I predicted
I want
1-1.
us to shoot it out. If we shoot it out, yeah, we're leaving with probably a draw.
Oh, if I was a Chelsea fan, I would probably predict a draw. But as an Arsenal fan who knows what we're capable of when we turn up, and I think the Tottenham game was all we needed to really go, right, boys. Like, we're back now. We know what we got to do. Like that was the momentum and the morale boost we needed to sort ourselves out. I think after that game, I don't see any way we don't win.
I hear it, but like we saw the change from the way you played against Spurs to the way you played us last time, innit? Because it was Tottenham Chelsea last time round as well.
Yes, but that, are you talking about the League Cup game or the Premier League game?
No, the Prem game. Because you had Tottenham in the league and then you faced us. And you had the Bayern game.
But you also have to put context to it, Lewis. We know it's the end of the season, and these are the games that we have to win. So you're coming with a different.
And you're not going to be playing with 10 men. Like, I think as much as that's supposed to make it easier for us, that changes the whole.
You don't know that we could go down to 10 men before the game even kicks off. The way we move.
Yeah, fucking fact of life.
God, who knows?
I just think it's a different level of pressure, and if you guys can handle that pressure, you might win the league. If you can't, when does City play?
You play Saturday?
5:30 Saturday.
So you'll know. Yeah, I mean Arsenal Chelsea's the last game of the weekend, and or is there a Monday? Is there a Monday game? United?
Not to my knowledge. What was
Who
that?
City got 5:30?
Leeds away.
Away.
I know the Leeds under the light. I hear it.
On the telly under the lights. I don't know.
But that's one of those games where if you're gonna win a league, you gotta go win, like we found out.
You know when we played them, someone said it to me perfectly. The sun was out, no one's watching. It's 3 p.m. on telly. Like they didn't fancy it, and that's why it was so easy to beat them 4-0. But when Liverpool have played them under the lights, drew, or did they win? Like drew. Chelsea lost. Like teams struggling against Leeds when you know what I'm saying when it's. On
I saw a stat. I think Leeds haven't lost a game under the lights at home in like 8 or 10 games or something like that. Something crazy. But this is what City got to do if they want to win the league.
It wouldn't shock me if City just went 2-0 up in 30. But I don't know. It's just I don't know. These are the games that give you hope, not the home games against the mid-table sides they play. These ones.
I think you just got to keep doing your job and you have hope. Sorry,
Lewis. Hopefully, it's not windy for them.
Hey, hopefully it's windy for us, isn't it?
North London forever. Whatever.
Hopefully we don't get a red.
Yeah.
These man want me to have chest when this fan base talking about windy, though.
Whatever the weather, though. Whatever the weather.
North London. I'll be laughing at these guys, bro. I swear down, bro. We couldn't win because it was windy, you know. These man are idiots, bro. That's what.
I feel like I've heard Chelsea fans try to run that reference before too.
It was a bendy wind. They say it's a bendy wind. These men are insane. Oh, anyhow, we don't win this league. I'm cooking this whole family. I don't care, bro. I'm telling you, we're getting 10 sangrias, bro. I swear down. I dare you. I swear down. I've not got the patience anymore. I'm cooking. And
bro. This is why the pressure on the weekend's worse for Arsenal than us. And
yeah. I mean, don't get it twisted though. Like we need to go there. Like we need to win because we are chasing top 4, top 5 with the most difficult run-in. So we need to go there and put up a performance, but at the same time, you guys do too. So hopefully that means an open game and that you guys.
We've seen Rafinha go more direct in more games than not, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like we are going to try and put it on them. But it's just about the lineup. That's the first thing I'm looking at. Tossing, Badiashile, Gusto right back, or just not playing at all. As long as I don't see him on the left or either Tosin or Badiashile playing, I'm going to go into the ground and think we can get something. If I see Tosin starting, I'm just going to go drink some more.
You're going to have to accept one of those guys
Who would
playing.
just
I
send
think
it back
Badiashile
if
plays.
it was up to you?
I would do Chalobah and one of Sarr or Achimpong. Achimpong did well against City. I don't mind throwing him in for this game. Sarr's been trusted under Rosinha. You might go for him too. I don't mind that. No Badiashile because he's been a bitch when it comes to dual winning and progressive passing over the last couple months. And no Tosin because Tosin and Chalobah literally makes me want to off myself.
I think there's a good chance that we go with
Sorry.
wingbacks.
Sorry, guys.
This
woman is not going to let me rest. So
no worries, man. Pick up to the little one. It's all good.
no
Let's
time.
jump in, bro.
My
Big
God,
take care,
killer.
mate.
All right, man. Bless.
See you Monday.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we go with 3 center backs and we go with Neto as a wing back and Gusto as a wing back, just to offset your height.
Nasty.
I don't think we've never seen it before to see us do it. That's not something you just immediately drop at Arsenal away.
Yeah,
Like you
I don't
build
know.
up to that. You would have tried that against like a Burnley or something before.
And check, yeah.
I need the same Chelsea turned up last season at the Emirates turn up.
No, what, without any of our forwards?
That was just,
I was in that
like,
ground
one
from
of the
10
weirdest
minutes
games
in
of football
saying
I've
we're
ever
not
watched.
winning.
No, it was genuinely one of the weirdest games of football I've ever watched. Like, obviously there was no pressure on us, so that might have been half of it. But I remember just being stood in the stadium. We were right next to the away end as well, and it was just like the easiest game ever. It's just like we kind of just scored, and then the ball just got passed around, and it wasn't even like amazing. That we
Yeah,
won.
you guys weren't doing too well. We weren't doing too well. It was just all just mid.
Just a nothing game. Just felt like a nothing game.
Yeah, like 10 minutes in the ground, I was like, yep, we're not scoring. Why did I turn up? Like, I'm seeing Enzo Fernandez try and pot shots from 40 yards out. Forget it, man. And I think that was one of our better chances of the half.
Enzo, my God. Enzo Fernandez. Oh, my word.
Yeah, he's going to be starting as well. I need a rare good game from him. This brother's done nothing but piss me off for the majority of this season. But even then, I can't be too harsh on him because, like, look, we are fatigued to fuck. I've seen the whole stuff about PSG and the amount of games that they've played. We've played more than PSG since the start of last season. We've had 110 games.
Yeah, but PSG have, with the league they play and have the ability to just rotate that team to hell. Like they can rotate that team infinitely.
Not now, but towards the back end of last season, they could have.
Yeah.
When you play in the Prem, you've got a must-win game every 3 days, especially in the positions Arsenal and Chelsea are in. With PSG, they can just they can put out a lineup this Saturday, and I won't know 4 of the players that they're on the team. Like I know it'll happen all the time.
I don't know. They're not top of the league still, are they? Ain't it still Lons? No, they
no,
are by 2 points. Still
I mean, yeah, that's usually the case with PSG, and once they get the league under control, it'll be.
Yeah, they've also had a lot of injuries this year because Dembele's been hurt. Due just came back not too long ago.
Fabian Ruiz is out the first leg.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
I think you'll see us in the final.
Hey, I'd hope so, man. That would be a fucking brilliant final, man. Although I say that would probably be the most tense final ever. I don't know if a London derby should be a final.
Yo, could you imagine?
We've done it before in it.
I wouldn't be happy being on that side of the bracket.
You could have Spurs in the semifinal, and then you could have Chelsea in the final.
Yeah,
that would be.
I saw that.
That would be peak. But we know Spurs are gonna they'll Spurs you out. So
they're playing.
I don't even mind the side of the bracket that we're on. That's calm. Like this is the Champions League. I'm not we got the bad draw. Fuck it. You're facing the best of the best. If I can't beat PSG, knock me out. Fuck it.
That's the better side. Usually, if you get through the more difficult teams, you usually win it.
Completely hear it, to be fair, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes with us. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. For us, it's just like,
we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Leverkusen's tough, right? But I do think we'll get past Leverkusen. Then you got Bodo Glimt or Sporting. I think it'll probably be Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt, right? Playing on a 4G pitch in minus however many degrees is not to be underestimated. Like that place is not easy to go, but we'll have to obviously. I'm saying
everyone struggled with that. Look, we struggled with artificial pitches at Karabakh. I get it. Lavia still ain't come back.
Yeah, but Lavia's honestly,
he's a mirage.
We're like the only team. We're like the only top team to beat Bodo Glimt at their place. I think we went there.
Did you play them?
Yeah, Europa League 22-23. We played them. They were when they were in Europa with us in 22-23. We played them home and away. We beat them 1-0 away. It was like basically a deflection. We beat them 1-0 away, and then at home we beat them 3-0. But home was obviously a lot easier. But yeah, I mean they were a different side then. Now they're a lot more organised. They're on the come up.
Oh, fair enough. I big up it's Mike saying came through just to say thanks again for the 40 million. That's about gone at us. I bun you for that one, bro. And big up to Daniel for the 10 memberships. If you got a membership from him, give thanks as always. Big up Will as well, saying, let's have it. Go get something out of the game, up the Chelsea. I don't mind the draw because I said I don't care about the top 5 race. And like I would rather just spite Arsenal, if anything. But I want to win. I am sick of this head-to-head record. Every year, this head-to-head record continues to extend. And I'll never get used to it. Because I've grown up, I've always beaten Arsenal. Now we never fucking beat them. I would rather
500 days, lads. 1,005. It's nearly It might be 1,600 now, actually.
I
haven't checked in a few weeks. It might be 1,600 now.
Check on Monday, please. Hopefully it's down to 0.
Check on Monday. I'll let you know. But once I've checked Monday, unless you get us in the Champions League final, it's going to reach 2,000. It could reach. No, it won't reach 2,000. It'll reach.
Maybe a little FA Cup. Maybe a little FA Cup appearance. We'll see you in the quarters or something.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
Bro, like, I want to just get this win over with. I'm sick to death of not beating you lot. I don't care how we do it. I find a way. Figure it out. I'm sick to death of not beating you, man. Because there's so many opportunities where we've come close and then shot ourselves. Robert Sanchez passing the ball to Rice. Fucking Caicedo with that stupid red card back in November. Which one's the other one? The remember you beat us 4-2. There was no fucking right for that game to go that way, and everybody just decided to piss their pants because of the whole ownership scandal. The 1-0 when you beat us in 22-23.
The 4-2 was
when you beat us in 22-23. Havertz had 2 opportunities in the first 15 minutes to just put a simple square to Aubameyang, and the fucker just shot it at the away end both times because he's fucking shit.
The Chelsea forward line. That's so weird. Yeah, no.
Oba could have done something for us. I will die on that hill, but because he had a bonus appearance fee in his contract, the new sporting directors didn't want to play him. So we'd rather start Havertz, get 8 goals, and have our least goals scored for a Premier League season on record. Lovely work, Clear Lake. Big up, man. Win this fucking game. Like a draw, cool. Just spite Arsenal with it. But I don't want that. I don't want that. I want a victory. I think it will be a draw, but I don't want a draw. I want to win. We got enough players back that we can go out there and at least dominate the midfield. João Pedro's on form. Cole Palmer's there. He always plays well with Palmer. Make it count. Simple as that. That's the best that we've got for this game.
Yeah,
and if you man shit the bed, fuck you.
Yeah, for us, it's a win. It's win or bust for us, isn't it? So yeah,
there's no real lot of pressure on both sides going into the game, man. Just quickly, score predictions, everybody. Let's get the score predictions in. What are you saying, Dylan?
3-1. No, 4-1 again. 4-1 again. 4-1 again. 4-1 again. 4-1 Arsenal.
Hell, man.
If we go ahead, I think if we go ahead, we'll just run away with it. I think we might slap you up. 4-1. Poor centre backs playing. Yeah, 4-1.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Respect the optimism. Northside, what are you saying, bro?
1-1, bro.
1-1. Yeah, same as me, man. I hear it. KG, what are you saying, brother?
1-1.
Another one. All right, cool. Lovely. Daniel, what are you saying, brother? Just to round it out.
I was going to say 2-2. I think
four draws and 1 4-1. Fucking hell, yeah. I hope you're not the right one out of all of us, Dylan. But yeah, big up everyone, man. Sub to everybody's channels. They're all in the title. You can't miss any of them. Make sure you're sub to everybody. Even the Arsenal fans, you might not like Arsenal. Watch the content. You still find that you still know everything that's going on around Arsenal YouTube and everything. I'm sending you guys over to Catch. We're going live there in about 15 minutes or so. And yeah, I need a spliff. Big up everybody. Like, subscribe, spam World Champions Raid, and we'll see you soon. Love.